cannabis dispensaries are preferring the aesthetic of the Apple Store, Dagmar here in Soho in New York City is going the opposite way. This store has a lush Art Nouveau design aesthetic. It is dark and cozy inside with lots of antique frills. This is a place that really stands out as a different dispensary.
I lived around the corner right here on Thompson Street for 21 years, raised my daughter over there. Then my apartment over here that I lived in for 21 years catches fire in the middle of the night, and they found cannabis in my apartment. I got put into a cop car like 20 feet over this way right here in a car and got arrested, and that's what allowed me to be able to qualify for this license, is having a prior cannabis arrest. Yeah, that's my story in a nutshell, the brief story.
And why did you choose this aesthetic? It seems very Art Nouveau.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm a photographer, so I've worked in a lot of different aesthetics. I'm not married to any kind of aesthetic, but I was like female owned and operated, and I think there's a lot of room for, there's a lot of female cannabis smokers, a lot of older women, creative people that smoke, and there isn't, I haven't seen a dispensary for those kinds of people yet. So I had that in mind, something more feminine, but also just being in Soho. It's, you know, like old school Soho. What does Soho really feel like, the roots of Soho, and just the building itself. And then I was focusing on the cannabis plant. It's like, what does a cannabis plant feel like to me? And I imagine this like female, magical, witchy woman with these powers or something like that. And I just kind of wove it together in my head and ended up looking like this. I think a lot of these dispensaries are doing more modern, and I just want to do something different.
What was your choices behind the curation of the products? Because I noticed they're a little bit different products.
Yeah, I wanted to keep it small and tight and do a lot of the research myself rather than having people come in and there's a million choices. It's like I feel like my team like narrowed it down for you, and I got very close to the farms and the farmers and the processors and just did a lot of research. A lot of it packaging, you know, like what's the best looking branded packages. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there that I don't have room for either, but I'm just trying to keep a small, tight, somewhat curated ship. Tzar, he's a fashion designer, so he made high-waisted pencil skirts and high-waisted trousers, cashmere sweaters, and we have t-shirts. They're coming. We just, you know, we didn't quite get there yet today, but it's around the corner.
And tell me why you're here at the Dagmar opening.
Well, I live in Soho, and I'm fascinated by the cannabis space, and I've been watching it because I'm about to start working in it. And I came by one day and I saw this sign that said Dagmar Cannabis, but it was kind of like very biba, like super high-end. And this is what we've been talking about, the need for an elevation in the ganja space, because it's super, a lot of times, like very Rick and Morty, or like very like, yo dude, yeah, I got this weed, and we're like, where's the women in the space? They're commanding the dollar, and they definitely need the product, you know, from menstruation to menopause and all these different things. So when I saw it, I was like, I'm gonna stalk and figure out who owns it, and it was Tzar, and we both work in fashion, and she used to work in the fashion business. So I just hit her up on Instagram, and I was like, I want to help you. We need these type of stores in New York, and it's legal, so we're saying like, shop legal, shop local. I mean, it's fashion, it's high fashion, and I think that, you know, ganja is a spiritual experience, and it should be elevated. It shouldn't be, I don't think, you know, that clean orthopedic TWA airport terminal look that so many people seem to like.
Proud of Miss Tzar, Jennifer Tzar. She is the first majority woman-owned cannabis dispensary to open in New York State. This is exactly what our equity work is about. It is about having people who are connected to community coming back, able to invest in their communities. And this is by far one of the most beautiful stores that I have been in. Thank you so much for being willing to step out on a limb, to think creatively, because as I've always said, New York State is all about innovation, growth, and opportunity in the cannabis space.
I'm Dagmar Cannabis reporting for the Green Market Report from Dagmar Dispensary in Soho, New York.